Luna's in Aries, and today is an astrologic trail of breadcrumbs. Here's my reading of the Zeitgeist for Wednesday, August 25th, 2021.
Ciao!
Virgo Mercury, in his/her trine to Capricorn Pluto, exactly opposes Piscean Neptune in his sextile to Pluto at 2:14 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Well, you're going to have to explain a few things in as logical a manner as possible. Now, this isn't so easy for those of us whose typology is of the NF variety, intuitive feeling. See, right there, unless you're clued into Myers-Briggs typology, it's going to make no sense whatsoever. Now, putting any of those wild and crazy intuitive connections into the framework of a straight and narrow, logical narrative, it's about as impossible as Hansel and Gretel finding their way back home via that trail of breadcrumbs. Those things are all gone with the wind and the birds. Funny thing is, though, they're not for the birds. It's just their nature. The Aries moon sextiles the Gemini dragon's head in its trine to Aquarian Saturn at 7:50 a.m. Well, there's still the option of turning that impossibility into a story, which is indeed how we ended up with Hansel and Gretel. Lunar Quintiles Pluto at 8:32 a.m. See, this isn't just using lemons to make lemonade. It's using intuition to achieve a definite purpose. Hey, Pluto in Capricorn, it indicates a very practical and profitable sort of intuitive goal. Luna BiQuintiles unaspected Virgo Sol at 11:49 a.m. All right, so this is where I make sure you all know about my fairy tale podcast, the Hansel and Gretel Code. It's also where you all participate in getting it noticed by friends who share your interest in the deeper meaning of fairy tales. Of course, making a podcast easily shareable, it's actually a very hot topic right now. It requires some serious logical work. And I promise I'm working on it. Luna sextiles Saturn in his trine to Libra Venus at 11:58 a.m. Recycling older material, that's one way of achieving your goals for today. I'm going to append a short trailer I made for the Hansel and Gretel Code to the end of today's podcast, and it should be much more easily shareable on the YouTube version. Apparently, that's much more reliable a technology than a trail of breadcrumby links. Luna opposes Venus in her opposition to Aries Chiron at 4:57 p.m. No, your work isn't going to be perfect today. At least not aesthetically perfect. It just has to be available. Luna conjuncts Chiron at 7 p.m. Well, here goes. This is like Lazarus coming out of the tomb. That, in fact, is what Chiron was capable of. No, wait, it was his student, Asclepius, who did that. Bringing back the dead got him into a heap of trouble, but only because he charged for the service, which led some of the gods to complain. Me, I'm giving it all away. But I am going to eventually ask for donations, just not today. And just so you know, I can easily consider myself a student of Asclepius. Having studied medicine in the wonderful town of Bologna, the main bookstore for medical texts and notes, it was named after him, Esculapio. So here's that trailer. It could use more than just a little dusting off, but that's for another day. Hi, and welcome to the Hansel and Gretel Code. This is a podcast for people who love fairy tales
and who'd love to find out what they really mean. I think we all realize that fairy tales were never just meant for putting kids to sleep, and they hold far more sophisticated truths within them than any of those trite one-liners known as the moral of the story. In fact, there's an enormous treasure of truths to be found in all fairy tales that will not only rock your world, they'll entertain the hell out of you. The only problem is those truths are all hidden away in a very particular place that people rarely look nowadays. I call it between the lines, and it's a very special, magical place that's smaller than small and bigger than big. I've been exploring that space in fairy tales, dreams, and art for over 30 years, and I've spent the last 10 of those years immersed in the story of Hansel and Gretel. What I've learned is that there are secrets written into it that are not only literary and cultural gold,
They have the power to change the way we see the world.
and everyone in it. Now, I'm going to be sharing that information with you over the course of many episodes. I'm also going to show you how I arrived at all the entertaining and eye-opening discoveries so that you can learn how to do this for yourself. How to treat a fairy tale as if it were a dream or a work of art. The key is to examine each of its many and multifaceted metaphors, turning them this way and that, letting them catch the gleam of excitement in your own eye, just like the fascinating gems they really are. Follow along with me, and you'll learn how to suss out the truth that Hansel and Gretel has been so patiently waiting for somebody like you and me to come along and finally decode. Subscribe on whatever app floats your boat, and visit the website, betweenthelines.xyz. Between the Lines is all one word. Hope to see you there.
Well, thanks for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty then. Ciao a tutti.